Hi everybody, this is Panaki Kathiare from Resource Hero, and in this support post I'm going to give you a high-level overview of Resource Hero components, VisualForce pages, and objects. So let me just jump right into it. So I'm going to show you Resource Hero on an object first. I'm going to show it to you on the Opportunities tab, but I want you to keep in mind that what I'm going to show you on the Opportunities tab could work on basically any object in Salesforce. It could work on standard objects like cases, and it could work on installed packages like TaskRay, and it could also work on these standard objects or custom objects like you create, like I created this PTO one that's paid time off, so I could track and forecast time against holidays and vacations. All right, so let me just click into one of these. Let's go. So here's an opportunity, and we have a few things here. We have the forecast matrix, and this is where essentially you can add your resources and basically forecast time over weeks or over days if we go into the day view. We have the actuals matrix, and this matrix, it's both of these matrices, by the way, are VisualForce pages, and the actuals matrix basically shows you the actual time spent, or one is the forecasted hours, what I think the time will take, and then one is the actual hours, how much time it actually took. Now, this can be put on, both of these matrices can be put on as read-only on this view as well. So this, I have it as writable, but it can be read-only as well. I'm going to show you in a little bit how resources could also track time. We could add charts to this, so all of this data goes into records and records and objects in your Salesforce, and that information can be pulled right in to your layout. And then we have some certain calculation fields that come with Resource Hero, things like the blended rate, the total or roll-up forecast hours, roll-up actual hours, and the difference between the two. We also have roll-up forecast amounts, actual amounts, and again the difference between the two. And then we have assignment statuses, and this helps you set certain statuses for everything. For example, I could exclude from utilization coloring, um, meaning if I enter time in the forecast here, it won't really affect the utilization coloring in any other object where we're forecasting time for the same resource. I could exclude on the resources tab. I'll show you in a second the resources tab, but checking this will make it so that it won't show up. This record will not show up on the resources tab. And I could make read only, which basically locks all the matrices so that nothing can be changed. An archive resource assignment is one checkbox to rule them all, so checking this will be the same as checking all three of these. As you can see, there's a table here that shows me all of the resource assignments, and I'm going to show you the objects in a second, but just so you know everything, as you're tracking time and forecasting time in the matrices, it's creating records in a few different objects. I'm going to zoom over to the resources tab. So the resources tab comes installed with Resource Hero, and let me just click on one resource. And we have certain fields in here like name, you could designate a team, you could archive the resource. There's certain minimum and maximum hours, which controls the gray, green, and red coloring for utilization. We could enter information like minimum rate and target rate. These fields and information can be set using profiles and access controls in a way so that when I, as a manager, log in, I could see this, but when Olivia White, for example, logs in, she might not be able to see or edit certain information. Now, the VisualForce pages, or the matrices available on the Resources tab, include the time tracking matrix, which shows all of the objects that this resource has been assigned to, and a simple 7-day view with notes. So we could easily just go in here and track time. We have an actuals matrix, and this is another way to track time for them. This gives me, this is basically a replication of what we've seen in the forecast matrix on the opportunity side. So this gives me a bigger, broader view of time to track to. And then we have a forecast matrix. This one has been set to be writable, but this could also be locked and read-only. And on the uh, resources tab, you could also add a bunch of custom fields, etc. Uh, Let me get a little bit deeper. I'm going to go in and show you the objects and records that are created within here. Um, so we created Resource Hero in such a way so that um, it's totally customizable, just a simple few objects in VisualForce pages, and then you could contort it around your business. Let me show you how that works or that looks in the schema builder. So let me zoom out just a little bit. So here we have our opportunity object and that PTO object I was talking about. And so these are the two objects where I'll be, forecasting time and assigning resources to. So both of those are connected to an object called the resource assignment. And this is basically a connector object, and it basically connects the resource and the resource forecast. So the resources are the actual people or the resources that are assigned to objects, including information about them. And then the resource forecast holds the actual specific day and the forecasted hours for that day, the tracked hours for that day, notes, and etc. So this is basically the backbone of the whole system, and we've built it in such a way where, again, you could twist it around and contort it just the way your organization works. There's a lot of things that can be done and moving data back and forth between these objects, etc. Um, Hope this serves as a great overview, and I hope this helps. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with us or contact us. Visit us at resourceheroapp.com/support for more information. Thank you and enjoy.